everyone, it's Hannah, and yes, I am filming this the same day that I have filmed a couple of other videos, so I'm wearing the same clothes and have the same makeup on, and I'm not sorry. I'm being efficient with my time. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet something Christmassy, which is very exciting. I'm going to show you how to make this really cute, they're kind of like granny square inspired Christmas trees. Yes, they are, well, they're quite easy to make. I need to stop saying this about all my tutorials, but I honestly, if you know how to do the stitches, you're going to know how to make these, basically. The only stitches you need to know how to do is chain, slip stitch, and US double crochet, which is UK treble crochet, and you're well away. Oh, and UK double crochet, which is US single crochet, but then you're well away. I don't run through how to do the stitches in slow-mo, but I do briefly cover it. If you are a complete beginner, I recommend checking out my Crochet Basics series. It covers some of the basic stitches that you will need and all the basic stitches you will need to make this creation. So be sure to check that out. I'll pop a link in the description box below so you can go and, you know, watch them. Please don't judge me too harshly. They are my first ever videos on this channel, so I'm so awkward. It's embarrassing. I hope that you enjoy the tutorial, and with all that being said, let's just get on with it, shall we? I am using a 4mm crochet hook today and double knit yarn, which is very similar to worsted weight, I believe. We're going to start out by leaving a bit of a tail so we can sew it in later, and doing a slip knot. I am going to go through this tutorial a bit slower than I have done my past crochet tutorials due to the feedback that I've received. I hope that's okay for you all. Pop the hook into your slip knot and pull it a bit tight. Then we're going to pop our yarn over our hook and pull through. That is 1 chain, that is 2 chains, that is 3 chains, 4, and then 5. And then you're going to insert the hook into the final chain and slip stitch. Very nice. Then you're going to insert your hook into the circle you just made and slip stitch there too. Now we are going to chain 3. Wonderful. Now we're going to start with our trebles, which is a US double crochet. So yarn over, pop your hook into the circle you just made, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 of those loops, got 2 loops left, yarn over, pull through the final 2 loops. We are going to repeat that stitch twice more. Like I say, I'm going to be using UK terminology through all of this tutorial, and yes, I hope that's okay with you all. Sorry, it's confusing. Now we are going to chain 3. Wonderful. And now we are going to do 4 trebles into the circle. So that's just the exact same stitch. Once again, it's a US double crochet. Yeah, I always have to think about that. It gets very confusing. I'm alright when I'm reading the pattern, it's when I have to do a voiceover, then I get very confused. I suppose I should start writing them out. But then you wouldn't get this ramble. I had this discussion with Sarah from So Craftastic the other day. I quite like that I go off piste. So yes, you've got your cluster of 4 treble crochets there. Then we're going to chain 3 again. Sorry, I'm drinking a cup of tea, I'm getting very confused. And 4 more trebles into the circle. I can't seem to film without a cup of tea. It's a habit I have. And this is 3 and 4. You will see me checking after 3 a lot because granny squares usually have 3 and this one has 4 and I got very confused. So now we are going to chain 3. Wonderful. And we are going to attach into the top chain of the first chain 3 that we did. Wonderful. We did a slip stitch there, so now you've got a triangle. Now you're going to slip stitch, God, that's difficult to say, slip stitch along to the next chain 3 gap and slip stitch into there. Now we're going to chain 3 again. This is just so you get the height needed for the stitch that we're using. And then you are going to do 3 trebles into that corner. Sorry if you can hear any clattering. I can't find a comfy way to hold my camera for some reason. So that's 2 trebles and 1 more treble. See what I mean? Always checking, always checking. Also because I just filmed it and got it wrong. So now we are going to chain 3. and do 4 trebles into the same corner space, I suppose I can call it, as before. But yeah, I filmed the whole tutorial and then realised that I'd gone wrong on one of the rows and had to do it again. My head wasn't entirely screwed on when I filmed this. Wonderful stuff. Now you are just going to do 4 trebles into the next corner space. You're not chaining or anything in between, you're just going from one treble to another treble, straight into the corner space. You can get very good at trebles by the time you're done making these trees. It's a nice nail varnish colour. I can't remember what colour it is. How frustrating. Now we're going to chain 3 again. And do 4 more trebles into the very same corner space that you've just done it. You've got the gist by now, I'm sure. It's just kind of like a granny square. But it's a granny triangle instead. You'll see at the end that this is a present for my mum. And I've actually given it to her now, and she really liked it. The shots that you saw in the beginning are it hanging in my parents' house. So, success! Wonderful. Now we are going to go and do 4 trebles into that final corner space from the first round that we did. These are really nice Christmas trees. I really like them. As it said earlier, the link to the pattern is in the description box below, and I believe that's also written in UK terminology, but I might be entirely wrong. I can't remember. Soz. So there's our 4 there. Then we're going to chain 3 once again and do 4 more trebles into the very same corner space that we've just done the other ones. So I got back to Germany from England yesterday, after being in England for a week and a half, and it was quite toasty in England, very raining but quite toasty, and got off the plane in Germany and it was absolutely freezing cold. Now you're going to join by going through the top chain as before, and then you're going to slip stitch across into the next corner space that we created. But yeah, I couldn't believe how cold it was, and it was so foggy we couldn't even see sort of the other side of the field as we landed. It was very stressful. Now you're going to chain 3. I suppose I should concentrate on telling you this as opposed to the weather. I always talk you to about the weather. Now we're going to do 3 more trebles into that corner. I'm very English in that I quite like talking about the weather. Sorry. It's the small talk I was brought up on. Can't help it. Wonderful. Then you're going to chain 3 and 4 more trebles into the very same corner space. Wonderful stuff. Should have painted my nails a more Christmassy colour, I suppose. I guess turquoise isn't that Christmassy. They are currently red and sparkly, which is very Christmassy, and I'm loving it. Shame I'm not going to film any tutorials today. They're the perfect colour for Christmas tutorials. Fabuloso. Then you're going to go into the middle stitch of the first cluster and do a double crochet, which is a US single crochet. So you pop your hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull through both of the loops. Then we're going to do 4 more trebles into the center gap that we have, and I will go over how to do a double crochet again in a second because I did it a bit quick and stressful. I'll go through it again in a sec. Hold your horses. So now we are going to go into the middle stitch again. So pop your hook into that middle stitch, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, and then pull through both of the loops on your hook. See, creates this quite nice wavy effect around the tree, which I thought was really pretty. Then we are going to do 4 more trebles into that top corner. You've got the routine by now. I'm sure you can do trebles with your eyes closed now. You got this far. Wonderful. And then we are going to chain 3 and do 4 more trebles back into that very same corner space. So I might be going to Heidelberg this weekend, which is about a 40-minute, I think, train journey away, in the next state in Germany, because Germany has 16 states. For those of you who don't know, I'm currently in Hessen, and Heidelberg is in Baden-Württemberg, which is where I went to university. When I went to university here. Okay, pause in anecdote. And then we're going to go into the center stitch again and another double crochet. And then we are going to do 4 more trebles into that center gap once again. But yes, Heidelberg is meant to have a really nice Christmas market, so I think we're going to do that on Sunday, which I am quite excited for because I love Christmas markets. If I remember, I will bring this camera along and I will vlog it, but we're going with friends and I feel quite uncomfortable vlogging around new friends because I'm a bit awkward like that. So once again, double crochet into the middle stitch of your treble cluster. Nice and nice slow-mo for you there. And then we are going to do 4 more trebles into that corner. You'd think I'd know what the blimmin' stitch was called by now, the amount of times I've said it. And 4. Then we are going to chain 3, 4 more trebles into that very same corner space. You've got the gist by now. That routine it's in there. Did you like my Christmas hoodie in my intro, by the way? It was meant to be a pajama top, but I totally just wear it as a hoodie because that is how I roll. Who has a hoodie as a pajama top? It gets far too hot. Now we've got another double crochet into the center stitch of our cluster. And then we've got 4 more trebles into the center gap. Wonderful stuff. But yeah, it's got a little reindeer on, and I bought it in the Asda sale about 2 years ago now. Gotta love post-Christmas sales. You can get Christmas jumpers for dirt cheap. Wonderful stuff. And then 1 last double crochet into the center cluster, which is difficult because you've got to negotiate the slip stitches. You did 2. You can do it. And then we're going to join them all up using the top chain that we did in our opening number, I suppose I was going to say, with a slip stitch, and then rotate your work around and turn. Wonderful. Now we are going to slip stitch back through that first double crochet that we've just done. It's not the first one, it's the one we've just done. And then through that it's through the last treble that we did of our 4 cluster. And then we are going to chain 3. I'm not making any sense at the minute. And then we are going to do 3 trebles into each of the, well, we're going to do 1 treble into each of the next 3 stitches. Yeah? Good. So that's our first treble. And then this is our second into the next stitch. And this is our third and final into the next stitch. Now the pattern calls for you to chain 3 and go back along the other way, but I didn't really like how that looked, so I've just stopped after that one. If you want to make the trunk longer, I'm not stopping you, you do you. Now we are ready to pop the yarn over our hook, trim off the excess, leaving a bit of a tail so we can sew it in, and then pull that loop through, the initial loop all the way through, give it a bit of a tug, and now you're ready to sew in the ends and garland them up. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and now you know how to make these lovely things. So I didn't cover in the tutorial how I attached them to the string that I made, but that is because I actually have a crochet granny heart tutorial, garland tutorial, that's the word I was looking for. So I cover in there how I attached them, and I used the exact same method. So I chained 40 at this end, I attached a tree, and then between each of the trees I chained 20. So I chained 20, attach a tree, chain 20, attach a tree. So yeah, I probably should have made this garland a bit longer. I thought it was going to end up being longer than it is. So it's a little bit short, but hopefully my mum will like it anyway because that's who it's going to. I made it, she can't hate it. Mothers can never hate the things that their children make them. Remember that for Christmas presents. But yes, I hope that you did enjoy this tutorial. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Your support honestly does truly mean the world to me. And please feel free to hit subscribe. I post a new I was about to say Christmas tutorial, that's not what I wanted to say. I post a new craft tutorial in the corner of craft every Sunday and sometimes a bonus video in the week as well. So if you want my videos to pop up in your subscription feed, hit subscribe, follow me, do all that fun stuff. Yeah. If you do decide to recreate something using one of my tutorials, I would honestly love to see a picture of it because I think that would be really cool. So please feel free to post a picture on social media using the hashtag #thecornerofcraft. All of the links to my various social media pages can be found in the description box below, as well as the materials that you need to make this. Thank you very much once again for watching, and I shall see you very soon in my next video. Bye! Hey everyone, it's Hannah, and today I'm going to film a Q&A because I can. Yes. I said, well, it's probably last week now, but it was actually 2 days ago for the time of me filming this, that I wanted to film a Q&A and said, get your questions in quick. So that's what you did, and thank you very much.